Hey, welcome back. I thought I'd do a quick video just going through my first cross-country race, which I've did for Lingfield Running Club. So I was representing Lingfield. Now they're in the Surrey League Division 4. They're doing really well in that division at the moment. And so, yeah, I put my hand up to represent them for a race which was happening in Hurst Green as part of the Surrey League. And it was near Holland Sports Club, which is where it started. And I didn't really know what to think of it because it's my first time I've ever done cross country, sort of part of a team, and sort of wearing one of their Lingfield Running Club vests. So yeah, I mean, overall it went pretty well. It was really enjoyed it. It was a very different experience from other races that I've done for myself. So yeah, the race was like I said, it was in Hurst Green. The race kicked off at 1 p.m. So just leading into it, we ended up by going and meeting at Lingfield, and then there's about 20 of us. We all piled into a minibus. So you had this sort of really nice feeling of camaraderie around the rest of the team, and so it kind of added to the excitement of it. And then we arrived at the venue about an hour before, and so about 12, and then set up the stall. And there were so many people there. It was like a really quite a big event for the team, and that feeling of being part of a team is it was really enjoyable. So yeah, like I said, we're in Division 4. The race kicked off at 1. I was first time also wearing these shoes, which are the Zoom-X Dragonfly cross country shoes, which are, but I didn't really know what to think of them but when you weigh them, they were so lightweight. And I'm used to some track spikes, but I've never worn cross country spikes, so that was interesting to sort of try out. And they had quite large spikes on them, and so it was obviously with the mud and the grass, they should have performed really well because they really tip you onto your forefoot. But they didn't perform so well on sort of stony ground or sort of paths where obviously the studs get a bit sort of scratched up as well as the bases. But so it was good to try out some new shoes. So yeah, how did the race go? There's 334 people running in it, and so it was really sort of quite entertaining start line because there's just this sea of people all spread out widthways. So yeah, about 5 minutes before the gun was going off, I had my watch locked on. I was wearing like the Forerunner 245. I tried to get to the front somewhere, so I think it's hardly see me, but I'm this guy in white hair. So it was quite a big turnout. So this race was actually for Division 3 and Division 4. So I was only representing Lingfield for Division 4. So it would have been more competitive than from what a lot of the other people are used to, because they got the division above racing in the same race. The gun went off and tried to get near the front, keep the guy in the top pack close enough that later on I could hopefully start picking them off in the later sort of miles. And so yeah, in the actual course was 2 loops of this very twisty turny course, which was very flat actually. So most of it was over sort of fields, and because it hadn't rained for a few weeks before, it was actually quite nice conditions. It was still muddy, but it was dry mud, so to a certain degree, and it was comfortable underfoot, except for a few areas where there was like stony pathways in between. But yeah, lots of in and out of fields. The markup of the course was great. There's good support. There's loads of people there. I mean, our team had about 22 people in it. It was a really big team. So yeah, I tried out these shoes for the first time, and yeah, I didn't feel too bad because I had a few days rest, and I've actually been trying to quit caffeine for the past 2 days before that, and so my body was in a pretty brain was in a pretty bad state from just lack of caffeine because I'm so used to it, and also I've had a cold for a while, so I really didn't know what to expect. But I was sort of travelling as light as I possibly could, just spikes, Injinji socks, and the vest as well, and shorts and stuff. So in the results, I ended up by coming second out of 300 and what was it, 34 I think it was, yeah. But I was also first in for the Division 4, which was great to actually get a good result for Lingfield and help them get up the rankings in the division which they're in. So yeah, overall it was really good fun. It was really flat, and cause I'm used to hills, managed to lock in at sort of 5:40 pace overall, which I was relatively happy with. The shoes would definitely helped speed because they were nice and lightweight and really grippy. And it was a really good battle up the front, so I kept the front 3 or 4 people as close as I could, and then just started picking them off. And eventually there was just the front guy who, each time I went round the sort of turn going into a new field, I was just trying to really accelerate into those turns into the new fields to try and make ground on the front guy and eventually sort of track him down. But at the end he was about 10 or 12 metres ahead of me. But overall, yep, really enjoyed it. And that sort of distance is nearly 5 miles. It's a short distance. It's a good sort of training run for Brighton 10K, which I've got next weekend. And yeah, no, I really enjoyed it, and I'll probably do another 1 or 2 in the upcoming future. I mean, I felt like I could have gone out harder because I did check the results for the Division 2 race, and my time would have only come in at like 25th or something out of a similar sort of field. So I need to push it harder if I'm going to be racing against people who are sort of in the higher divisions. But yeah, the heart rate wasn't too bad, kind of expected over that short distance because it's almost a sprint. So yeah, I look forward to maybe doing another one. Yeah, well, thanks for listening, and yeah, it's good fun. It's good to be part of a team again and have the social aspect as well, where we're all sitting there having tea and cake afterwards and chatting about it and watching the ladies all do their race and all them coming through as well and clapping them all through the finish line. It's a nice feeling of camaraderie and stuff. But yeah, thanks for listening, and see you in the next one. Bye.